So, Reg, French people doesn't know you well. They heard about you, some stories, some, okay, this is the coach of Al Pacino, okay, but in real, we don't know how your energy was born, how your vision was born. Can you present yourself and explain us how your program, your energy was born? Simply.
Well, my energy comes from passion. You know, I always feel one of the most important things that I guide my clients and students through is to be true to themselves, you know, to find their passion. People always ask me, well, how do you wake up so early? I'm an early bird. I usually wake up about between 4:30, 5 o'clock every morning. And I wake up full of energy and excited for the day, no matter what day it is. But yet it seems a lot of people I talk to, you know, it's Monday or it's Tuesday, you know, and they kind of got to drag themselves out of bed. And they have very low energy and they don't enjoy their life. And I say, well, you know, if you don't wake up excited in the morning, then you need to be aware of the choices that you're making, the life that you're living, right?
Can you remember the day who Reg Lenney said to himself, okay, I would like to be a coach? How it was born?
Yeah, that's a good question. The day I decided to become a coach, you know what? I didn't even really realize I was a coach until people started telling me I was.
Okay.
I started out in the medical world. I wanted to be a doctor.
Okay.
And that came from, I was born into a family of a lot of illness. Everybody in my family has died of cancer. You know, my dad was diagnosed with cancer a couple of months before I was born, and he survived for 15 years. So for the first 15 years of my life, I watched my father go through 9 operations where they took the top of his head right off 9 times. Chemotherapy, drug radiation, you know, all kinds of different things. And my mother was very much into alternative care. So she wanted to help him with foods and with, you know, beliefs and exercise and different natural things, you know. And so I saw this balance kind of between when he was doing natural things compared to what he was doing the medical things, you know, and it really interested me. And I remember there was one pinnacle point. I was probably around 13 years old. And I remember my dad used to get on the floor and he used to get headaches so bad that he used to pound his head against the floor. And he said, because I asked him, I said, what are you doing? Like, why are you hitting your head on the floor? And he said, well, I'm hoping that the pain will go away. So the pain was so bad in his head that he thought by hammering his head would make it feel better, you know? And I remember, you know, 12, 13 years old, but I went and I just started rubbing his head. I had no idea why. I'd never seen anybody do it before. I'd never done it before, but I put my hands on his head and I started rubbing him. And he just laid right down and he calmed right down. And he, after about half an hour or so, I'm not sure exactly the time went by really, really fast. You know, he said, oh my God, you know, he said, my head feels so much better. You've made me feel better. And I was like, wow, like, how did that happen? What's that all about? So that's kind of what really got me interested in the body and health and wellness. And I just started asking questions from there.
Okay. But your first patient was to be a doctor. It was your goal. Okay.
That was my goal. Yep.
Your first goal.
Yes.
And after, can you explain the new direction?
Well, I got about 4 years into medical school. And I just realized it wasn't for me because I was asking questions that they didn't want to answer or that they didn't even want to get into a conversation about.
Okay.
So, you know, about nutrition and about beliefs and about environment and about, you know, alternative healthcare. And they're like, no, you don't even talk about this stuff. You know, we just learn this and that's all we learn.
Okay.
So, you know, and my brain couldn't work like that. I couldn't rationalize that. Didn't make any sense to me, you know. You know, it's not that I believe that anything else worked, but at the same time, I didn't believe that nothing else worked. You know, I always
Okay.
thought that, there's what's wrong with looking at other alternatives? What's wrong with asking questions? And it's funny, because that was, over 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And the thing is we haven't progressed much, which is
Yeah.
a scary thing. Because
Mm.
even nowadays, I work with people with cancer now. It's my passion. I have clients all over the world with cancer. But their families, they just think I'm the craziest person on the planet.
Mm.
And my grandmother thought my mother was the craziest person on the planet. And I
Mm.
wonder, well, I still can't understand that. Like, why can we not think outside of this very narrow box? Why can't we one, ask ourselves why we get a disease?
Yeah.
Where does the disease come from?
Mm.
And why is it that some people can get a disease and then get rid of it? Other people get a disease and they keep it for many, many, many years. And other people get the same disease and they die from it. What's the difference? So I like to ask questions and I like to get to the root cause of issues. And I find it very strange on why we can't, as a culture of human beings with very intelligent minds, why we can't think about alternatives. We can only believe that, these guys with the white jackets that are however they're trained, that's the only way to take care of things.
Okay.
So I got out of medical school. I just thought, I can't go down this road.
Okay.
My mind won't allow me to do this. So I went to India and I started training in Ayurvedic medicine.
Okay.
I became a doctorate of Ayurvedic medicine.
Okay.
And then I got into the traditional Chinese medicines,
Okay.
and I studied for many years into those. And into that, I realized also it's not just medicine. It's not just about caring for the body. It's more about caring for the person and understanding what really is going on and why people get sick in the first place. And I started looking into environment, started looking into foods,
Mm-hmm.
and started looking into beliefs and choices and how people work. And that's pretty much how I've now developed the system that I work with now. And, I host these retreats and workshops and training seminars, all kind of around my book, which is called Be You. And
Yeah.
I think you have a copy of my book.
Yes, I have
Yeah.
to show. It's
Yeah.
BU. It's a 10 vital keys to living an extraordinary life. The title often is exaggerating, but this time it's not, because I read the book, even if my English level is a school level, but it's simply to understand the words I good chosen. You have some schemas, some BU is the 10 vital keys. It's about your course, your patient first, who was you have an evolution because your vision changed, and so you turn around the beliefs, the environment, the foods, and you have built 10 vital keys. Can you explain the 10 vital keys?
Yeah, well, it basically, to make it as easy as possible, it all comes down to, it doesn't really matter the foods you're eating. It doesn't really matter the exercise you're doing.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter the religion that you have. It doesn't really matter the education you have. What matters is that you're being true to yourself. We are raised for some reason on a planet where we are born with very natural and unique gifts. You have gifts different than I have gifts. The audience has gifts that nobody else has. But yet we are all told to stifle our gifts, to not use them, to conform and to become like everybody else, and to do things only the way that we're taught in school, or only the way that we're taught in religion, or only the way that we're taught by our governments or our societies or our cultures.
Okay.
And for me, I believe that is the problem. That's the core of the issues.
Okay.
And because you see all the time, you see many people, they eat all the right foods and they exercise, but they still get sick. They're still depressed. You see people like these celebrities who they get the perfect job and they make money, more money than they could ever spend. They have everything they could ever want, but they're miserable and they still get sick and they become drug addicts and alcoholics and abusers. So what really is the answer? And I keep coming back. The answer is to be honest with yourself and to be you. We have to be aware of all these things. I mean, how we fuel our body is important, but it's not the most important thing. And our environment is very important, as is our relationships and our life choices. But first and most important is to become wise, is to gain wisdom about who we really are and what we really want, and remove the masks. Remove the barriers, remove the limitations that other people put on us and we put on ourselves. And when we get to that point of honesty and of truth and of really being you, well, everything else becomes very easy.
Okay. So for you, being you is the first key, is the main key to
everything.
To everything. Oh, yeah, to everything. Okay. So be you is to be honest, but what is it more? Be myself. Maybe I know what it means. Maybe I don't know. And how be you and you? How can you help us to touch, to discover what is be me?
Yes, exactly. Well, that's exactly what my courses and what my training seminars and my retreats and everything is all about.
Okay.
I guide people through that process because it's like unbrainwashing. I mean, if you go to a playground and you go hang around children who are 3 to 5 years old, they know exactly who they are, right? They have no limitations. They have no barriers. They don't care what color anybody is. They don't care what language anybody speaks. They don't care about anything.
Yeah, true.
They are who they are, right? And this kid's good at doing that, and this kid's doing something else. And then what happens is we get educated to become somebody that we're not and to live a life that we don't belong in. So my training and my coaching and mentoring is all about resetting those patterns, questioning your beliefs, getting clear about who you really are, what your superpowers are. I always say that my superpower is to help you find what your superpower is. That's one of my passions. That's what really excites me.
It's a nice sentence.
I love it. I love it because, I tell you, when that spark goes off, when somebody gets that, this is who I am, that becomes super exciting. And from there, if you've got weight issues, you have health issues, you have body issues, you have depression issues, you have addiction issues, they almost all go away. Almost immediately, almost effortlessly. Because now you're focused on becoming the real you, and you start educating yourself about your superpowers and about how to use them better and how to do them better, and you start looking for ways to live your life using those things that come naturally to you and that you're passionate about doing. And then you know what? When you start living your life like that, you start waking up early in the morning with lots of energy. You stop eating all the junk food, all the comfort food. You don't need comfort food because you're comfortable living the life that you're living and you're excited about it. So you don't go and buy the crap food because you're too busy living your life. So that's my excitement. That's what I love to do.
Okay, and it sounds good. It sounds good. Okay, so imagine I discover. Be me. That's tower. That's I don't know. That's my passion. That's okay. what I understand is if I discover what means be me, whatever the food I take, I will not ever sick.
No, like I said, and I did mention that, it is important the foods that you eat.
Okay.
And it is important the environments that you live in.
Okay.
And it is important the relationships that you have and the people you surround yourself with.
Okay.
And the choices that you make and the things that you do. But what I'm saying is people are grasp at those.
Yeah.
They
okay.
think that is what they need to focus on.
Mm.
If I have a weight problem or if I have a health problem, I have to focus on the foods that I eat and I have to exercise more.
Okay.
Well, no, that's totally wrong. 100% wrong. Because you see people who are eating healthy and exercising healthy, but they're sick.
Yeah.
So clearly that's not the most important thing to focus on.
Thank you, Reg, for this. Maybe what is your proposal about your program, about the 10 keys? What is the main the main energy, the main value about your program?
Well, I go through the 10 keys. I guide people through the 10 vital keys.
Okay.
But we start off with assessment. Assessment is vital.
Okay.
Vital key number 1. And what I mean by that, when you think assessment, you think I'm going to go to a doctor and I'm going to get x-rays and I'm going to get blood tests and I'm going to get all these things. Well, I go much deeper than that. Again, those things are important. And if I'm working with somebody with cancer or with an ailment, I want to know, what is going on inside the body. So I know what I'm working with. Okay. But also, even more important than that, we start getting down to the vital key of who you really are.
Okay.
What is the life you really want to be living? What are your superpowers? What's holding you back?
Okay.
If you wake up in the morning and you roll over and you look at the person that's laying in bed beside you, are you like, oh God, how lucky am I? Or are you like, oh my God, am I still with them?
Okay.
Or how about your environment when you're coming home from work? Are you excited to get home? Are you looking forward to getting home? Is your environment a place that you love to be? Or is it that, I don't feel so good there?
Yeah.
And the same with your work. When you're going to work, when you wake up in the morning, are you excited about going to work and spending 8 or 10 hours doing something all day long? Or is it killing you?
Yeah.
I mean, how many times do you hear people say, oh, it's killing me? Well, they're absolutely right. If they're doing things that are against their core beliefs, their core needs, their core wants, they're not doing the things that they want to be doing in the way that they want to be doing it, it is literally killing them. It's very slow suicide. So we go through all those things, and that is the first and foremost, most important thing to go through in the program. And then from that point on, we start getting into fueling your body rather than filling your body. And we go into body wisdom, body self-analyzing your body. How do you use your body? How do you move your body? How are you inside of your body? And then we get into relationships and environment and exercise, and all these different very important vital keys.
Okay. So, but the first step is evaluation, assessment, right? And
yes.
all your work after tu déroules ton programme. You adapt your program with 10 keys, the 9 keys to coach the person. That's right.
Yeah, well, the online program,
yeah.
What the great thing about it is it's not asking you to fit into my program.
Okay.
What it is guiding you to design your own program. I guide
Okay.
you through designing the perfect program for you.
That's
How
okay.
to live
Okay.
your life, the type of foods that you need,
Okay.
the type of exercise that you like to do. There's no
Okay.
point me taking you to the gym and giving you the same exercise routine that everybody else
Mm-hmm.
does,
Yeah.
like most personal trainers do. If you and your wife and your
Yeah.
friends all
Yeah.
went to the same gym and all hired the same trainer, chances are you're all going to get a very similar training program.
Okay.
But what I guide people through is to create the program that works for them.
Okay.
Most of the clients that I work with don't even have time to go to the gym. They don't want to go to the gym. They don't like the gyms. They don't want to. So I will guide them in the right type of exercises for them. If they're a
Okay.
professional sport athlete, they're going to work out completely differently than an actor. And an
Okay.
actor is going to work out differently than a corporate
Mm.
executive, right? And they're going to work differently than you. So everybody needs to do things in a way that is right for them. And that's what I guide people through.
Okay. I have something to read about Natalie. Natalie, who says, being itself is not the way our generation has been educated.
Exactly.
It's quite hard to realize it at 40 or 50 years old, even if it's never too late. And that's the way. It's never too late, right, Reg?
That's exactly right. In fact, I have a client. If you look on my webpage, there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
testimonial from a client who is 82 years old,
Okay.
and he has you. It's great to watch the video, even if you don't understand what he says, because of the passion and the excitement in his face.
Yeah.
And he says, I wish that I had learned about this 50 years ago. But he said it's never too late.
What are your favorite keys and why? You have 10 keys, but what are your favorites?
My favorite is assessment. I love
Assessment.
to dig
Okay.
out people's superpowers. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, yes, I do. Because I love to see that spark. I love to see people who are depressed and miserable and living a horrible life to all of a sudden totally change and get that spark and that excitement and to completely change their life. I love it.
It gives you energies, right? When you see that. That's right.
It makes me feel like I'm on the planet for a reason.
Okay. How can your 10 keys change your life? Your life, you?
My life?
Yeah,
How did the
yeah,
10 change?
yeah.
Well, because I'll put it into one word: awareness.
Awareness. Okay.
When you look at the 10 keys and you
Yes.
become aware of
Yes.
how what you, Gregory, or you, whoever is watching,
Yeah.
how you work or live and your beliefs around each one of these 10 keys,
Yeah.
and you become aware of how to use them for yourself, instead of listening to other people's beliefs and other people's programs and other people's ways of doing it, and you make them your own,
Mm-hmm.
everything changes.
Okay.
Everything changes. And so, I mean, we all need to eat. So we all need to fuel our bodies. So obviously nutrition is important. We all need to move our bodies, right? We all want to have a body that is going to last us until we're 70, 80, 90, 100 years
Yeah,
old.
sure.
So we need to exercise. But do we need to go to the gym and do 12 of these every day? No,
Yeah.
we don't.
Okay.
So when you create the awareness around the right way to exercise for you and your body to sustain the lifestyle that you want, it becomes fun. It's not, it's something I have to force myself to do.
Okay.
And if you think about people who are living in a body that they hate, they're overweight, they're sick, they're sore, they're depressed, and you try to educate them. If you're a doctor or if you're a therapist or you're a nutritionist or a fitness trainer, it doesn't matter what type of work you're in, and you want to take somebody and help them to go from being a depressed, overweight, unhealthy person to becoming a healthy, happy person, and you try to force them into the gym and try to put them on a diet, that is the hardest thing that that person will ever have to go through. And that's why it very rarely works, you know, because it's the wrong way to do it. If you change that around and you start first with getting clear on why are they like that in the first place? Why is somebody 450 pounds or 800 pounds? You know, obviously they're living a life that they hate. So all they do is they sit and they eat, you know, comfort food, right? Because they have no passion to go and do anything else. They don't want to go to the gym. Why would they want to go to the gym and exercise and get healthier? So that they still have to, now they have more energy to live a life that they hate. There's no desire to do that, right? There's no desire to eat healthier food. You know, why would I stop smoking? Why would I stop drinking? Because smoking makes me feel better to put up and to deal with this horrible life I'm living. Or drinking a lot of alcohol makes me feel better so that I can put up with dealing with this life that I'm stuck living, right? So when you change that around, when you become aware of why you are the way that you are, why you're making the choices that you're making, why you're living the life you're living in the body you're living, well, all of a sudden everything becomes very, very easy. Very easy. I see people who have, you know, they're right on the verge of dying from a horrible disease, or they've been living in a very, very overweight body their whole life since they were children. You know, it's something that they probably learned from their parents.
Yeah.
And, you know, or, you know, because they were picked on in school or whatever, they didn't fit into school. So they picked up some bad habits, whether it was eating or drugs or alcohol or whatever, right? To deal with, to learn how to fit into this life that they've been told they have to live. But as soon as you create that awareness and you go, you don't have to live this way.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like a simple thing. But when I say to somebody, you don't have to live this way, whatever life you're living right now, you don't have to live that way. If you just think about that for a second, it's like, oh, really? You know what I mean? But the problem is that people think they have to keep living the life that they're living, which makes perfect sense why they have the issues that they have. Why would you want to keep living a life that you hate living? So it makes sense why people commit suicide or why people have these problems, right? But if you help them to realize and become aware, you have a choice. You can change. If I didn't want to be here with you right now, I could hang up the phone right now and go jump in the swimming pool.
The choice is easier, is evident.
Exactly. You know, when people say, oh, it's so hard to change. It's so hard to change. Really? It's hard to change. Boy, it looks pretty hard to live the life that you're living right now. Now that looks hard.
Yeah.
I couldn't live the life that you're living right now. They're like,
maybe we love difficulties.
No, it's the belief. It's that, you know, my parents told me I had to. The church told me I had to. The society or the culture or the whatever have told me I have to live this way. Right?
Right.
But you don't have to. You don't have to. You know? If you don't like living in the town you're living in, move. You don't like doing the job you're doing, quit. Oh, well, I can't because I have to pay my bills. Really? You want to keep doing a job that you hate doing, living in a house that you hate living with, being surrounded by people that you don't want to be around? I would rather be, I always say, you know, I used to live in Canada, in Vancouver, and I moved out of there as soon as I could because I didn't like the cold. And I remember in the winter time, you know, I'd be walking down the street and you see these homeless people laying all over the place, freezing to death. And I always thought, why? Why are they homeless here in Canada? I mean, why don't you collect enough hot bottles to get on an airplane and go to Hawaii or go to Thailand or go somewhere where it's hot? I mean, you can be broke and homeless anywhere. Right? But I mean, if you just decide to make a change, yes, change is difficult. I'm not saying it's easy, but I tell you, it's a whole lot more difficult to waste your entire life living a life that you don't want to live than it is to take a few months or a few years to completely change your life. Yeah.
Michel says, we had the very same thought when we visiting Vancouver.
Yeah. Cold and wet. Cold
Yeah.
and wet. A beautiful city, nice to visit, but
Yeah, yeah. In fact, it's really it's a very beautiful town, but it's cold. About your experiences with all these celebrities, all these beautiful women as Halle Berry, you know, we remember in France Halle Berry in a James Bond. She was awesome. So, what is your main best memory, good memory with all these celebrities?
I've got some really, really great memories. One of my favorite celebrities that I worked with is Ashley Judd.
Yeah.
She used to phone
Ashley
me up every
Judd,
morning.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Judd, yeah. I used to go over to her house in the mornings and make pancakes together. Pancakes was one of the things that she really enjoyed doing. Beautiful lady, inside and out. I just loved working with her.
Okay.
Gerard Butler was super cool. I had a lot of
Yeah.
fun with Gerard Butler. We had a lot of fun together. Did a lot of some
Okay.
cool things. I worked on the movie of I, Robot with Will Smith.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw some videos from Will Smith. Is his new point of view, because I saw interviews. I saw is this because of you? He changed because of you?
He changed because of him. I don't change people.
Okay.
People change. People choose to change themselves, right? I'm the catalyst.
The hero. Yeah, okay. A good friend, Emily, and she told me all days, Greg, you are the guide. They are the hero. They decided to change. You are the light. Maybe
I'm the opportunity.
You are the opportunity. That's the right word. I think that's right.
I help them to believe that they have the choice to change.
Yeah. Okay.
And once they realize they have the choice to change, then I can guide and help and support them through that. But if they don't feel that they have the right or the opportunity to change, then there's very little that I can do for them.
Yeah, I understand. And so the 10 keys could help us help everybody, because it's a easy program, easy to follow.
Exactly.
To.
That's what I like to say, that I like to help people change generations.
Yeah.
Because if you can imagine, if you have a health problem or if you have a depression problem, and I come in and I work with you, and you have two beautiful children, and you have a beautiful wife. Well, I help you. Now you become more of a man that can be the father and be the leader of your family. And so you help your wife, and between the two of you, you help your children, and you give them better beliefs, and you give them better habits, and you guide and direct them to be healthier, happier, more free children. Yeah. Well, your children are going to grow up with those abilities to pass to their children. Their new friends and family as they grow up and get older and get married. So they'll pass those healthy habits and wisdom to their new families and friends. But if you never met me and you continue to live an unhappy, unhealthy life, and to live your life in depression or with illnesses, or children grow up in that family with ailments and illnesses and depression, well, what are they going to pass to their children?
Okay.
Right. So I like to believe by me helping people that I'm helping people to help generations.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful program.
It's super, very exciting.
Yeah. Reg, have you got a program one-to-one for people who wants to spend time with you in one-on-one or with a group of person to see Acapulco, to see I don't know where you have coaching, but is it possible today?
Yes, absolutely. I have it's my one-to-one program. That's my signature program. It's what I like doing the most.
Okay.
Because that way I can spend one-on-one time with people,
Yeah.
And I work with them physically, emotionally, mentally, and deal with all aspects of their lives, all 10 of the keys.
Okay.
So they can send me an email. They could go
Yeah.
to the website, reglenny.com, or you can
Okay.
send me an email at reg@reglenny.com.
Okay. So I put the email on the. It's Christmas, right? We
It's
have to.
Christmas.
We have to have gifts. You know, you are. And maybe the gift this year is to spend time to be coached by the by Reg in Acapulco. Wow. Can you describe that's beautiful behind you? You know,
Yes.
seems to be the
Well, if
paradise, right?
somebody wants to come to Acapulco with me, I would love to have you here. We are hosting an event for all of December and the first 2 weeks in January.
Okay.
We are hosting events here. So you can come
Okay.
anytime throughout the month of December and January.
Okay.
You can come for a couple of days, or you can come and spend the whole month.
Okay.
And we're putting on events and seminars and training, and we'll be doing body therapy, body wisdom training, cooking courses, all kinds of different fun and exciting things.
Okay.
Plus, we'll be going out and we'll be doing excursions outside as well. You know, mountain climbing and out on the boat and different events and things.
Is it far from New York or from United States, Acapulco? Where is it exactly?
No, you fly from any main airport
Okay.
in United States.
Okay.
Or you can even fly. I've got some clients coming out from Spain and Germany,
Okay.
different areas in Europe. So
Okay.
you fly to Mexico City, basically.
Yeah.
If you want to get anywhere in Mexico, you fly to Mexico City first, and
Yeah.
then it's a very easy, just over an hour flight from Mexico
Okay.
City to Acapulco.
Okay.
And then I'll come and pick you up at the airport.
Ah, wow. Ah, j'ai envie de venir. Okay, okay. Wow. It's a big service. Voilà.
Yeah. I mean, it is a transformational. The whole idea is we want to end 2019 in a very powerful way while bringing in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know it's been very difficult for a lot of people. 2019, it's been a very hard year.
Yeah.
So a lot of change, a lot of transformation. So we want to just end that. We want to cut that cord, leave the past in behind. Whatever happened yesterday is done and gone. Mm-hmm. So when you come and you spend some time in Mexico with us, the first thing that we'll do is we'll get you on the massage table. And we're going to do a lot of energy work, everything from core balancing, energy balancing, structural realignment, to make sure that the body that you're living in feels fantastic. And while we're doing that, then we start working on the beliefs and the awareness and start creating the new opportunities to create the life that you want.
Okay.
And so, you know, however much time that you spend with us here doing that, that is the work up to the mentorship program, where when you go back home, I will continue to work with you. Okay. So you don't just come and learn something and go home and try to figure it all out on your own. My mentorship program is to every day I send you a little video. And so every single day you get a 5-minute video and you get some information that helps you to stay on track. Every week, once a week, we get on the phone and we have live sessions where you can ask me questions and I talk about things and guide you through. And it's a continual guide. It turns into a 12-month program.
Okay.
So we can make sure that you start 2020 in a very powerful way.
Yeah.
And you are guided, directed, and supported through 2020 to really become the person that you want to be and live the life that you want to live.
Okay. So the most difficult thing, Reg, is to maintain the level. That's right.
Exactly.
And that's why the lifestyle mentor exists, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Because what I want to do is make sure that along with creating the awareness and helping people to see that they do have a choice is to guide them through. Because the most difficult thing you go to any of these events or different programs and you learn, oh, I can do anything. I can do anything. I got lots of power. Then you go home and you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to incorporate it into your own life.
Yes.
Right? So that's exactly what I help you do, is to incorporate that step by step in very simple, very gentle, very loving, easy ways to do that, so that by the end of the year, you are completely different. You're living in a different body. You're living a different life. You're living the life that is meant for you. And it happened very naturally, very easily and gently.
Okay, donc 10 Key Challenge is the first program. You could discover the 10 keys with this link, right? It's an opportunity, a great opportunity to discover the fabulous work of Reg. That's the first choice. The second choice, you could feel to make a trip, to make a retreat, to be with Reg and spend time with him, and to be emotionally connected with Reg. And so you could take a plane to go to Mexico easily. Le premier, le lifestyle, and the retreat. Thank you, Reg. Thank you so much. It's a great opportunities. Valérie says, alors, it's difficult for most people to change because the first step is to learn to know and love themselves. Accepted their failures to change their mindsets. A coach is just like a mirror, but people have to do the job. Are you right with Valérie? Reg?
I'll agree with half of what she said.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I mean, it's not.
What is the second half?
I mean, sure, we've all grown up with beliefs and with being told certain things about ourselves.
Yeah.
And being a mirror. I mean, if we come back to somebody who's living a life that they really don't like, they're overweight or they have a disease, there's no point putting a mirror in front of them, because it's not going to help them at all. The past is the past. Yesterday is yesterday. 10 minutes ago is finished.
Okay.
What we have is from this point forward. So what my job is like who they want to be, and how do we get to where it is that they want to be. And that's what the mentorship program is all about, is to get people from where they are to where they want to be.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't, I mean, I'm not into agreement where, you have these self-help groups where you go sit around and talk about your past for hours or years. There's no point talking about the past. You were already there. You already experienced it. You know it very well. You don't need to keep living that over and over.
Okay.
So, so if people aren't able to come to Mexico, if they're not able to get on a plane, they haven't got the time or the ability or the whatever, feel free to contact me by email, because we do the mentorship programs online and over the phone and that sort of thing as well. So I can help people in the way that works best for them.
Okay. The main thing is to maintain your level, and you will be followed. You will be coached by Reg, and that's a beautiful gift for yourself. Is it okay? Is it okay, right, with my awesome French accent, right?
I love your French accent.
No, I see.
The French are known for having the best accent on the planet, aren't they?
Ah, voilà. Listen to him. Écoutez-le. Voilà. We have the most beautiful accent in the world.
Of course.
I was explaining that we have French people. We have two opportunities: is to be with you, and to improve his English. And voilà.
Yes.
Alors,
well, I tell you, I honestly believe that my coaching and my mentoring is the most valuable thing that you could ever do for yourself and your family. Yeah, it really is. And for everybody that's listening right now with us live, if you send me an email, I will give you some time with me one-on-one. Just the two of us, we can chat about, So that's a free gift offer that I'm willing to offer right now. So everybody that is interested in having a one-on-one, some private time with me, send me an email and I'll spend some time with you. No charge, no obligation. And hopefully I can help you a little bit with whatever you're going through.
Wow, thank you so much. That's a beautiful gift. Alors, a beautiful Reg. Thank you, Reg, for this gift. So, Reg, thank you so much. Thank you for this gift. Thank you for your time, your energy, your passion. I'm so proud, bro. I'm so proud to be me and to discuss with you, to talk with you, to listen to you. You're a great person. Emily says so generous. Thank you, Emily. Thank you so much, Reg. The adieu. You know adieu now, huh?
Well, I'm still stuck on the kisses, but the adieu is nice as well.
Voilà, Bernard Mallet. It's my father, Bernard Mallet, you know, Reg. Bon, papa, il faut que t'envoies un mail à Reg. OK, Bernard Mallet. Voilà. So, thank you. Est-ce que vous avez, c'est Papa Noël. Reg is close tonight, right?
I'm always open.
So, voilà, c'est Noël avant l'heure. Les amis, thanks a lot. Thank you, Reg.
Thank you all for your time. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad that you all joined us and shared your energy with us as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.